Trauma is what makes us who we are. That is a heavy theme that I think Severance is trying to tell us. And I feel like the most recent episode explores exactly what that means. Spoilers if you aren't up to date with Severance. The relationship between Dylan and Gretchen never really felt endearing to me personally. And it's not because of the actors. I think that they sold every scene very well. But I always felt like there was just an uneven power dynamic, particularly with Gretchen, who seems to be seeking what she may have lost with her husband on the outside. Whereas Dylan is, for the first time in his life, experiencing connection. And it's during his very warranted crash out with Helly R that it really starts to click with me. He mentions to Helly that they didn't notice that her Audi took her place, and that of all of them, she is the most like her Audi. I was glad that she reminded us that Bert knew, but I feel like what Dylan's outburst really highlighted was that the innies and the outies are the same person. Both the characters in the show and people who are analyzing it are very quick to differentiate the innies and the outies as two different people. And in many ways they are. I feel like one thing that we're constantly forgetting is that these are the same people. Mark S is a perfect example of what I mean. In season 1, Mark S is just a severed employee. He understands that this workplace is not ideal because he doesn't have any outside experiences, honestly, any driving factors to want more. He is content. Because of that, people, including myself, have always endeared a little bit more to Innie Mark. Even though Outie Mark has a similar humor and demeanor, he's just not fun to be around. Nihilistic, he drinks all the time, he always looks a mess. After their revelation that all of their progress has been a facade, burden of Mark's trauma changes who he is so much. People forgot he's attractive. Sorry, I just had to pull this shot up because it's so good. And after the revelation that all of their progress in Lumen was a facade, Innie Mark S becomes so much like Outie Mark. So much so that I thought he got fully reintegrated. He's withdrawn, nihilistic, rude. And although we understood that he just experienced trauma, it turned a lot of us off. I saw people actually angry at Innie Mark in this episode. I'm not gonna hold you. Even I was like, what's his problem? And that's why this crash out with Dylan was just so heartbreaking for me, because we are watching Dylan have experiences for the first time. Trauma and love and happiness. And it's all being ripped from him. Easy for Gretchen to love this version of Dylan because he reminded her of what life was like before he experienced life. Just like his Outie, the moment that things get difficult for him, he shuts down and quits. And also like his Outie, Gretchen is his driving motivation. Because at the end of the day, no matter how hard we try to detach ourselves from pain and trauma, we are going to experience more life. Because of who we are as people, our souls, those trauma and experiences will get us right back to where we were. Running from trauma does not ever solve it. The only way to get through it is by experiencing life and dealing with it.